Hello, Robert. I just got your email, and I'd like to make this video to give you some better understanding of the new feature of Data Center Expert that should be able to satisfy what the GLOMAC is looking for this IBM project. As you mentioned, they are looking for different dashboards. It seems like they're looking for multiple dashboard, electrical summary, HVAC, and so on and so forth. So the Data Center Expert server that we propose for this project should be able to satisfy most of what they are looking for in these dashboards. As long as the system has the ability to monitor the equipment, if it's a generator, if it is a UPS, or anything in between that our system is monitoring, we will be able to create these dashboards for them. So basically, the Data Center Expert still has that client software interface that everyone is very familiar with. You have to download this client and you can access the information through this client. On top of that, now we developed a web page for it. So basically, the IP address of the server will allow you to come into this interface. As soon as you provide your username and password, you should be able to see a lot of information in here. First of all, it makes it possible for you to add as many web pages as you want for different groups and different users simply by clicking Add Page. For example, I can take a look at some of the pages that were created in the past. I can take a look at a page with a little bit less information, or I can take a look at the new page that I just created for this IBM project, just to show you the possibilities. For example, here on this empty page, I can add a variety of gadgets. One of them is alarm summary. I can say either way, hidden alarm added or not. Just click OK. It shows me the total alarms for that specific server. I can say show me all active alarms as well. So in here now I'm looking at active alarms, and I can select any one of these alarms. It takes me one step further. Now I can log in to that specific device if I want to, or if I want to expand a little bit further on that specific alarm. From here it takes me to the web interface of that device. It can be a UPS or any other device that has a web interface. Or you can read more information about this alarm, or you can say hide this alarm or suppress the future notification for this alarm. Basically the system will not notify you. If you want to see detail, you can say show me the detail about this device. Now I'm looking at all the data points that Data Center Expert is monitoring for this device, and I can take a look at all these data points. I can take a look at the graph of each one of these data points, and this is very similar to the Google platform. So basically you can take a look at the graph on the trend on the time basis. You can squeeze that to a specific time if you want to. You can expand that for a longer time if you want to. You can switch variety of sensors, data available in here. So from here you probably notice one more thing is the fact that when I expand any one of these alarms, I can say add comment. I can actually add specific comments. Specific operators can add comments to each one of these sensor data if you want to. So from here, continuing, we can add sensors data as well, and I can say based on what they're looking for, UPS sensor data can be added. I can change the refresh rate on this based on their need, stay with 1 minute, and modify that. I can start searching for all UPS data. As soon as I select that, it goes out through this server all UPSs that it's monitoring with their IP addresses, and I can take a look at the data points that I would like to add to this dashboard. There's a lot of data points. They need to specify it. As you can see in their spreadsheet, they have specific requirements, and any one of these data points can satisfy a variety of functions that are available on that UPS. So just to give you an example, I will randomly add few data points, and I can say done and click OK. Now another chart is created here that shows the data points. Any given time, if I want to delete this or if I want to modify this, It's fairly easy. Anyone can do that. You can even add NetBots cameras if you want to. System will go out and it will pull out all the cameras for you that are available, and you can specify any one of these and add the output feed of that camera into the screen. I can say show me 1 frame per 2 seconds if I want to. This is the St. Louis Technology Center. You can modify the name, you can change the settings, you can delete it if you want to, you can modify this at any given time. So basically it's very, very flexible in that regard. And on top of that, you can edit this page, you can add multiple columns if you want to. Now I can have a little bit more information in here. And if you look at some of these examples, the pages that we have created, this page has a lot more information in it, and all kind of sensor data was combined in here. I have sensor data, environmental sensor data, total charts, load charts, cameras, all kind of information can be added. It's completely in user's hand. What do you want to do with these dashboards? Selected one of the temperature data points, and I can take a look at this temperature data points. I can select a specific data point that will show me the time and date that this data was saved. I can press the time and say specific period of time. I can expand that as much as I want. So basically full control on this. And without the dashboard that we have created, I can go to monitoring and I can take a look at all these monitoring containers that was created on the server. And I can expand any one of these and take a look at the content of each one of these. Just to show an example how expanded this can get. So you can see devices in each one of these containers. And the good thing is that each one of these devices has a web interface, and the system will pull all the data from that device, and on top of that it will allow you to log into that device directly from here if there's a need for it. Another point is event log. All the activities that needs to be saved in this event log, you will have the possibility to see that. Saved reports. The reports that were saved here on the central server, if you look at these saved reports, there is a possibility to access all these saved reports from the system. For example, the 30-day RC report, I can have access to this report through the web interface, and it will give me all the data points and all the information saved on that report. So the system is loading the graphs for that report. Depends on the amount of information that were saved in that report. You will be able to see that. At any given time, you will have the possibility to see the data points. You can zoom in on that if you want to, and you can see even further information. Another function that are added here is the search capability. If you're searching for a specific device or specific alarm or specific sensor, this is the place to do so. For example, if I'm looking for all my UPSs, the search box will allow me to look into all the UPSs, and the good practice in this case is to have a name assigned to these UPSs to be recognized easily instead of an IP address. A DNS server will be able to do that. So for example, my Symetra UPS, I can click on it and I can see all the information related to that Symetra UPS. All the data points that Central is monitoring will be accessible here. And of course the possibility to log into that server, or to log into the web interface of that UPS. Hopefully this information will give you some clarity on the capability that exists on the new Data Center Expert server to satisfy the need of what GLOMAC is looking for in the IBM project. What I'm not sure is to look into the the first part of your question was the fact that is it part of the scope of the work. I'm not sure if it is part of the scope of the work or not. That can be checked, but if it's not part of the scope of the work, we can always add additional consulting SKUs into the system to configure the server for the user or for the customer. And as you notice, it's very straightforward, it's very easy. In most cases, the customer by themselves will be able to do that as well.